I think there's a not so buttoned up side to Portsmouth that is super rock and roll. I think there are a lot of like lost children of rock and roll here in Portsmouth. In its bones, Portsmouth is a lot like Ronnie James Dio. Since we started to keep Portsmouth loud a little more than a year ago, we talked about how this was not Dio's hometown, but his birthplace. When we were thinking of like sort of a spiritual leader for whatever musical movement Keep Portsmouth Loud had started, we sort of joked about that. Then it stopped being a joke after a while, and we're like, no, this is a pretty good idea.
Ronnie James Dio is an icon in the hard rock music scene. You can't deny his roles with being in Rainbow, Black Sabbath, his solo career, and as far as heavy metal, hard rock goes, I personally think he has one of the greatest voices ever in the genre. He's also been one of the most humble of musicians. He has always expressed that if it weren't for his fans, he'd be no one.
And so went to change.org, created a petition, and the petition started getting some real traction. Then was contacted by Aaron Fournier, another guy who had actually been quietly working on a Ronnie James Dio memorial here in Portsmouth, and they are loving it so far. We haven't received any sort of substantial pushback. I'd love it to be in Prescott Park. We have a music festival there. It overlooks the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, where we think, or we know Dio was born in what's now an ambulatory surgery center over there.
We have artwork all over the city, and I think a statue commemorating Ronnie James Dio is appropriate. The man just deserves to be honored. He's a huge part of the music scene. He's hugely influential, and I think it'd just be really, really cool to acknowledge that he was born here in Portsmouth.
In terms of what the statue looks like, people have talked about making it a climbable statue. Dio in Holy Diver holding his sword, or maybe Dio with a bass guitar. This is a statue that can get built, and the moment is now.